Hi everyone, welcome to Woollen Wytch. Today I thought I'd do a little bit of a different style content and do what I'm now dubbing the tidying talk. So I am out in the shed today. I had the big flock yarn festival last weekend. After we emptied the car, literally just dumped it straight into the shed and it all needs packing away and sorting through. I need to do some stock counting to make sure stuff on the website is all the correct amount, which, by the way, if any of you have been following my Instagram or my email newsletters, you will notice the shop has been closed since the start of the year. That is because I'm pregnant, and so big shocking news. I closed the website and the shop up purely because I was struggling to keep up with orders. So the start of pregnancy has been really difficult. I had a lot of nausea, a lot of sickness, and yeah, I was just wiped and I wasn't keeping up with orders, so I thought it's just best to close the shop, get a handle on things before I reopen. So starting to ease off now. I'm about 25 weeks pregnant, so about halfway through, now just over. So it's starting to ease up, not feeling as desperately horrendous as I was. So I've reopened the online shop now. The show went really well. I did a maternity leave sale, so everyone had 20% off their purchases, which went really well. Cleared a lot of stock. I'm not going to be restocking on things from... Someone is clapping on the footpath behind, interesting. So what I have in stock will be what I have. So if there is anything that you would like, you have now until August to pick something up and treat yourself with. I am extending the maternity leave discount as well, so it's automatically applied at checkout, so you'll get 20% off any orders you make. But yeah, I'm just trying to run stuff down just to make sure it doesn't just sit in the shed or get damaged or anything like that. I'm just trying to make sure it's all up there. Stuff needs tidying away, and I need to count stuff to make sure the stuff on the website is correct and I don't sell anything that's actually out of stock, because that's always annoying when you're a customer and you get that email. So that is what I'm planning on doing today. I've got things like my Chow needles which need going up. The stitch markers haven't gone up. The yarn is all up, but I just need to get all the other little bits and bobs that sort of get forgotten about. I've also got two sort of mystery bags I had at the show left over, so I was going to put those up on the website as well. Yeah, just little bits and bobs that need sorting. Yeah, the start of the year was not easy. I regret sort of having to close the shop, but also there's not a lot I could have done. I run Woollen Wytch by myself. Obviously my husband and will occasionally try to help with shows and things, but I don't want to rely on him to pack orders and things like that, especially because he didn't sign up for this. I did. It was all my idea. So I think it's just trying to get a handle on things now. Yeah, slowly getting better. Like I said, the shop is reopened now. We'll try to get things together. These candles, I've got quite a few of them left. They smell amazing, just saying. And they're a right bargain now. I've actually kept a few for myself. But there is about 5 up on the website. My last 2 pom-pom magazines as well is going up. Basically everything that I can get rid of. Stuff that lives in the shed, when it gets into winter, it starts going sort of damp and mouldy in here. There's not a lot I can do. It won't get as mouldy and damp in here because I'm not dyeing any new stuff, but I still worry. So the more stuff I can shift and sell before I close up the shop, the better. The yarn will be fine, but I've still put that on sale as well. Where I've not been in here for quite a while, there's like spiders' webs everywhere as well. So it's sort of a good thing that I'm doing a tidy. Honestly, look, a pile of bags and yarn that needs sorting through. Where start of the year, it's literally just throw it and sort later when I felt better, and then it never happened. I never sort of felt better. Now is the time when I've got a bit more energy and a bit more motivation. Also, I was sorting through in the house. I found a box of stuff from when I used to do illustration before I used to do hand-dyed yarn, and I have found loads of stationery that I used to make. Yeah, I found loads of stationery and stuff that I used to make. So I've got like weekly planner plaids, some like plain notebooks. There's just all sorts. So I think with orders I'm going to be throwing some of this stuff in for free, sort of free gift, purely because like it's from so long ago. I've been running Woollen Wytch for 7 years, around about then, and this was from before all of this. Just a random box I found on top of our wardrobe. So yeah, all sorts of random stuff. I've got mirrors, it's got like a ram skull on it, sticker packs, bit of everything to be honest. So I might just throw some of these in. They're so old, there's no point trying to sell them. I might put some of the weekly pads up on the website for a few pound, purely because I've got so many of those. I've got about 20 odd. But yeah, I might start putting them into orders as well. Just if you receive one, it's a gift. I realised, like, trying to sort through the spare room, which will now be a baby room, there's just so much that I've like hoarded and collected over the years, and it needs sorting. And I got rid of a bin bag liner filled with stuff, 2 bags of clothes. I've got a box of sketchbooks that's like, I maybe drew 1 or 2 things in the pages and then decided I wanted to buy a new sketchbook. Baby thing is just a big thing I've got to try and get my head around. Especially because I don't know babies. Know nothing at all about them. Friends don't really have babies. My cousin has a baby, but I'm not close with my cousin, so I think I've met his kid once at his sister's wedding, and that's it. But yeah, otherwise I've got no idea. My life is going to change massively, and I'm aware of that, but I'm also aware that I don't know how much it's going to change. Not truly. People keep asking me, am I excited to have a baby? And whilst I am, I think I'm more terrified. I feel like I'm 35, turning 36 this year. I think if this had happened 5 years ago, I would be so excited. But I think now the realism of being an adult and owning a home, and I'm just more terrified and nervous than I am excited. And I think the start of the year where I was so ill and struggling sort of took a lot of what should have been excitement and just turned it into tiredness and just being fed up. And you know, I was like only 10-12 weeks and I was already done with being pregnant because I just felt sick all the time. Luckily, after a few trials of different anti-nausea drugs, I sort of found one that worked. The nausea has sort of eased off enough that I only need to take 1 a day instead of 3, so it's a bit easier. Starting to sort through baby room. We've got a cot now. That was a whole palaver of trying to get hold of one. I really hope it goes well, and I worry a lot about, like, am I going to be a good mum? I don't think of myself as like a selfish person, but I'm also aware I've lived most of my life quite independent and not having to rely on a lot of people, and not having people rely on me, which obviously doesn't, with a baby, so much responsibility. Someone is literally relying on me to keep them alive. And other than pets, I've never had that responsibility, so that's a lot. My midwife has sort of referred me to their mental health team, so I've at least got support in sort of that way. They are referring me to CBT, sort of cognitive behavioural therapy, to see if that helps, because I am feeling really anxious. Especially, I know a lot of people get anxious about the birth, but I think I am more anxious about post-birth, and I think that's my sort of thing really. Ant and I only just got married last year, so Ant and I have been together for about 11 years, and just in the last 2 years we've bought a house, got married, and now we're having a baby. So life is changing quite rapidly for both of us. But I guess that's life, really. You can't really get away from it when it's stuff like that. And Ant's taking it all in this stride, which is very, very Ant-like, and it sort of helps me keep a bit of a level head, but sometimes it doesn't, because I am someone that feels like if someone is not worrying about something, then something will go wrong. So I feel like I am in the charge of being the one to panic about things, to make sure that things happen when they should, how they should, which is a ridiculous way of looking at things, but it's always been the way. But I think that's the thing with being such an independent person. So I've never really liked to let other people do things for me, not unless I've struggled for a while to try to do it by myself, and even then I don't feel comfortable asking people things. It's something I've gotten better at, but I still find it really awkward, really. But it's just sort of being aware of those things, making sure not to get burnt out or anything like that with a baby, because that's just going to exacerbate everything. So yeah, I'm really glad that the midwife referred me to the mental health team. I've only had one appointment with them, but I sort of feel at least I've got that sort of touch point. When I was sorting things for Big Flock, and I came out to the shed, and I promptly remembered I had done a yarn order from World of Wool, which is where I source a lot of my stuff from, because it's all British and I can rely on it, because they used to, I don't know if they still do, but they used to always have the British wool mark, so the shepherd's crook. I think they still do, but I'm aware it's a lot of money to keep it going. But I came out here and I saw the box and I was like, oh yeah, I did that. The box hadn't even been opened. It was all still taped up, and I looked in there and there was extra like yarn and also a bunch of fibre that I got blended by them. So yeah, I will be putting this up on the website very soon, because I completely forgot I had it. I need to take some photos today so I can put it all up. But one of the colours actually was so popular at Big Flock. I've only got one left, so it's this one, which is Copper Nightfire, I've called it, which is a really deep sort of navy blue. There's a bit of burgundy and a bit of bright orange going through it. But yeah, super popular. But this is Blue-Faced Leicester, so perfect for beginners. And got a lot of pink patina left as well. I ordered quite a lot of that because I wanted to spin it as well. Got a lot of fibre, so that'll be all going online as well. I need to start doing baby knits now, which will be quite interesting. I sort of not went off knitting, I just haven't knitted for quite a while now. I don't know why. I think sometimes when I get back from work, it's laziness really. I just can't be bothered. My brain isn't 100% like clicking into place, so it's the last thing I want to do is then try to work out some knitting patterns, because I mean it can be a 3-hour round trip to go to work and come back, which is a lot. It's a lot. And then you come home, you don't want to cook, you don't want to do anything. So I've just been vegetating. But now there's a baby coming in, need to get the yarn back out and start knitting again. At least they will be small, quick projects. rather than big long drawn out ones. So baby comes in September, so not a great deal of time left. It is bank time of filming. It is bank holiday weekend in May. It's a Sunday. Literally goes June in next week after. And then obviously baby is due start of September. If I'm early, I could have a baby in August. So really, I'm sort of hedging bets and just saying I've got 2 months left to try and sort stuff for baby. That's a lot. That comes around quickly. Right, it might be time to get the laptop out and start stock counting. So I think I worked out why it's so warm in here. I mean, one, heat wave, but two, the lights that I've got on here pack off quite a large amount of heat. So I've sat down and I don't feel it quite as much. So that's nice. I did go back into the house quickly just to grab my laptop so that I can do stock count straight onto the shop website, so it's sort of done. I don't have to write anything down and then update it. And I also got fresh icy cold water as well, because that's much needed in here. My sister viewpoints, I've got a nice chin these days, but I don't care. Don't care. Right, products. Let's update the stock. I've got a 2 mil. These will also be 20% off. So if you need needles, you should come here. I need boxes. I need organisation. I have to keep a list of stuff I actually need to organise, so that when I am on maternity leave and I get bored, there's something for me to do. But I imagine I will be tired most of the time. Considering I'm tired most of the time anyway, now I'll also be sleep deprived because of a crying, pooping baby. I've done this to myself. That's what I keep having to tell myself. It's my own fault. See, my battery is running low, and I'm literally just going to be stocking stuff now on the website. So I'm going to leave it here for the tidy and talk day. I'm going to be doing more of these, I think. It might not be yarn related, it might be just me in the house trying to sort stuff. I'm going to try and keep up with keeping you updated. I don't want you guys to forget about me whilst I'm closed. Still open at the moment. We'll be staying open until August. I'm not sure when in August I will be closing. I think I go on maternity leave officially from my day job on like the 17th or something. So it might be around that point. I'm going to be keeping the shop open. There will be a maternity leave sale, which will be staying on as well, so that'll be 20% off. Any orders automatically applied at checkout, so you don't need to remember any codes or anything. Just head to woolenwytch.co.uk and you'll be able to get yourself some bargains for knitting and spinning and all the fibre stuff. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you again in another video. Bye.